All right, fourth graders, we are going to continue our practice with rounding numbers today. We know that our learning target, we're going to be rounding multi-digit numbers. In fourth grade, we should be able to round any number to any place value. Our learning target for today, I can use my understanding of place value to round any multi-digit number to any place. We know we'll be successful at the end of our lesson if we can say we will achieve success if we're able to use our understanding of place value so that we can round any number to any place. Remember, in fourth grade, we go up to the 100,000s. So it could be any place value from ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, or 100,000s. Use your place value chart up here to really help you make sure that when it says round to the tens, you're looking at the tens place. Adriel, please sit safely. Thank you. We have some vocabulary that we need to be aware of when we're talking about rounding. First one is the word round. What is it? Round. Thank you. When we round, it means we're going to estimate to a number to the nearest place. Sometimes it might be tens, hundreds, thousands. We have to have those hawk eyes to make sure that we know we're rounding to the correct place value they're asking for, because it could be to any place. For example, 369 rounded to the nearest hundreds is 400. Next word is estimate. What's the word? Estimate. Thank you. When we estimate, we have a close, educated guess to the actual answer. So I could say, for example, 369 is about 370. When we look at estimating, that is not the exact number, but it's close to it, right? Next word is exact. What's the word? Exact. Oh, exact. That means it's the correct amount. There's no range involved. 369. We know exactly what that looks like. 3 hundreds, 6 tens, 9 ones. It's exactly the number. Next word is about. What's the word? About. About is very similar to estimate and approximately. If you're saying something is about a number, it's not the exact answer, but it's close to the exact answer. 369 is about 370. Thumbs up if you agree. Awesome. Last word, approximately. What is it? Approximately. Yeah, if you're saying a number is approximately another number, it's not the exact answer either, but it's close to the exact answer. Sometimes they might interchange those words, estimate, about, or approximately. 369 is approximately 400. It's not exactly 400, but it's close. Take a look here. You see 4 squares. I would like to know, there's no right or wrong here. We're going to do a think, a pair, and a share. This means you are taking a look at these 4 boxes. My question to you, which one doesn't belong? In each box, A, B, C, and D, you'll see 3 numbers. If you had to look at each box and say this box doesn't belong, which one would you pick and why? In your head, you're taking 20 seconds to think, and then I'm going to have you turn to your shoulder partner and share. The language stem you're going to want to use is, I think blank doesn't belong. I think this because, and then share your reasoning. 20 seconds to think, which box with the numbers in it doesn't belong? Hands are down, we're doing a think and then a share. Go ahead and turn and talk with your shoulder partner. Longest hair is sharing first. Great problem solving.
Longer hair is sharing first.
Running, would you agree? Add on?
I did, but I think you
Oh, you're going to go back 127.
Okay. No, I'll give you
Interesting. There's no right or wrong. Which one do you think doesn't belong? Excellent work, fourth grade. Back to me in 3. Voices up in 2. Eyes on the board in 1. I'm looking for a friend that is willing to share their thinking or their partner's thinking. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. Brooklyn, which box do you feel like doesn't belong?
I think that you doesn't belong because it's the only one that's a 1,000.
Ooh, so she says C doesn't belong because she feels like it's the only number set that's into the thousands. Great explanation. Thank you, Brooklyn. Vanessa, what about you? Which one do you think doesn't belong?
I don't think A belongs because it's the only one that's going up by 3s.
Oh, and you know what, to add on, Jackson said he thought A didn't belong either because from 120 to 127, he said it goes up by 7, but then from 127 to 130, he said it goes up by 3, right? And everyone else, it seems to go by the same amount. Thank you, Vanessa, for sharing. Oh, I saw some agree symbols. Thank you. I'm looking for one more. Which box doesn't belong? Leonard, what do you think?
I was agreeing with Vanessa.
You agree with Vanessa. Does anyone have a box that doesn't belong that is not A or C? We've already explained why A might not belong and C might not belong. Emery, what do you think?
I think it might be B because there's 100 and 200 and they both have 2, they both have 3 in them, but 0, 0 and 0, 0 is in the other 3 ones. Doesn't have 0, 0 like the rest. They don't have the
Great one. Thank you, Emery, for sharing. All right, thank you so much, Emery, for sharing. I love that we had different ideas, right? There wasn't a right or wrong answer here. Some of us were looking at the patterns, the amount of digits in between. Some of us were looking at seeing double zeros and ones. Some of us really focused on the place value. I love it. Let's try to make sense of this problem. I love that I'm seeing friends that have their eyes on the board. You're showing me that you're listening if your bodies are turned and your hands are distraction-free. Thank you. A video game company spends $117,290 developing a video game. How can I say this problem in my own words? This isn't the entire problem, but this sentence right here. How can I say it in my own words? Leonard, how can I say that in my own words?
A video company had $117,290 and they spent it all on making a new game.
Beautiful, Leonard. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, so a video game company had $117,290 to develop a new video game. How much does the company spend rounded to the nearest $10,000? That's the first question. Then it says, how much does the company spend rounded to the nearest $1,000? Let's look at this problem in its entirety. What information is important? Let's do some abstraction, right? Remember from our STEM class? Some abstraction. We're thinking of what information do I need? What information can I ignore here? What information do we need or is important in order to help us solve this problem? What do we need to know? Aaliyah, what do we need to know in this problem? What's important here? Would you like me to reread the problem? Okay. A video game company spends $117,290 developing a video game. How much does the company spend rounded to the nearest $10,000? How much does the company spend rounded to the nearest $1,000? What's important here? I'll come back to you, Aaliyah. Kayla. Kayla, try it one more time for me. Yeah, that's one thing. It's important we have to know how to round to the nearest 10,000. Aaliyah, back to you. What else is important to help us figure out what we need to do?
How much they spent?
Yeah, we need to figure out how much they spent to the nearest 10,000 and to the nearest, Elizabeth? 1,000. Exactly. Nice job. So we have two tasks, right? We have to take the number, the amount they spent, and round it to the nearest 10,000. And then we have to take that amount and round it to the nearest 1,000. We should have two answers when we're done. Take a look at your place value chart up on the wall. Put your eyeballs where it says the 10,000s place. You know when you're looking at whole digit numbers, the 10,000s place is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits from the right. And if we're rounding to the thousands place, put your eyeballs on the thousands. We know that if we're rounding to the thousands place, we are looking for the 1, 2, 3, 4 digit to the right. Okay? Think about all the strategies we talked about for using for rounding. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. You and your shoulder partner are going to pull out a whiteboard. Oh, freeze. I didn't say go yet. You're going to pull out a shoulder, or I'm sorry, you're not pulling out your shoulder partner. You're pulling out a whiteboard and one expo marker. In this 3 minutes, I would like you to take the amount that they spent developing their new video game, and I would like you to try and use a strategy to round it to the nearest 10,000, and then try and round it to the nearest 1,000. You should have 2 answers on your board. I would love to hear you working together using your accountable talk. Ready? Go. I'm coming around to look to see who's getting started right away. Everyone should be starting with the amount the company is spending developing this video game. This is an interesting strategy.
What is less? 290. This is how much they spent. So then we're gonna draw 2 lines. This one is for the 10,000s, this is for the thousands.